It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity, and I am at Waterwise Botanicals on this glorious day in early March here in beautiful Escondido, California. And it occurred to me that I haven't taken you guys on a tour to see what's going on at Waterwise in a really long time. So let's do that together, shall we? And for those of you that may not be familiar with Waterwise, this is one of my main nurseries where I shop. It is a wonderful place to come and get inspired and purchase succulents if you're interested in that. So here you go. Here's one of the display gardens, and our own Cullen made this sign years ago for an event that they were having here. We got nasturtium. So it's not all succulents at Waterwise. They are really into providing what we call succulent compatible plants too, which are, you know, a lot of natives and a lot of salvia, roses, things that, you know, will tolerate heat and tolerate times of drought. So there's just lots and lots to choose from. This is very cute. A little wheelbarrow filled with succulents. I've always loved this gazebo, and they've got some pretty Carolina jessamine growing in there, a little vine, which softens it up nicely. And look at the succulent mountain. Look at all those sticks on fire. Isn't that crazy? Wowza. Then here's Portulacaria afra-variegata, completely run amok. I mean, this bed of it is a good 15 feet deep by a solid 30 feet wide. If you have a large slope that you're looking for coverage on, this could be the answer for you. Calandrinia spectivalis. This is another one that is fantastic on a slope. It's also a plant that I enjoy using as an understory. I like to plant things in front of it because when it isn't in bloom, it can look a little scrubby in the cooler months, but in the spring, summer, and fall, you just can't beat it. Really pretty, really easy to grow too. Here you can see the pretty flowers that it gets. So these are fun. The flowers are pretty, and if you have it like up on top of a slope and something planted, you know, in front of it, and then it goes off with these beautiful pink flowers, and you look up and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about the calandrinia. That's kind of the goal. All of our aloes here in San Diego have completed their bloom cycles, well, mostly for the year. This is a beautiful, beautiful aloe. Then we have Crassula undulata. Look at that undulation. Can't beat it. This is a fantastic crassula if you're looking for more of a shrub type of a look from your succulents. Here is some Aloe rubriviolacea, which is one of my favorites. This will get very purple if properly stressed. I planted one in a poolside garden in Bonita a long time ago that just absolutely defies description. It's so beautiful. Aloe Cameronii, and lots of Euphorbia millii Ready Red. This is an interesting combo, the Ready Red against the aloe. I like that. Ready Red is a great millii in that it blooms almost year-round. And here we have a Crassula ovata. This is such a killer jade. This is another great shrub if you're interested in that. And here we have a beautiful Pachypodium lomerii. And we are still technically in winter here in San Diego. It's been so cold, the temperatures have dropped down into the 60s at night. I know, right? Wow. But this plant doesn't love cold snaps, so it will go bare in the winter and waits for the temperatures to warm, the days to get longer, the soil temperature to warm up before it leafs out. But I think that the trunk and the branching structure on this plant is cool enough to support it even when it isn't in leaf. Alrighty. You guys, oh my gosh, can I show the followers what you're doing?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Look at these incredible 1 gallons, and then we've got the ladies making succulent wreaths. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. Look at that.
Mine's a little behind.
You've been chit-chatting.
Yes, we have. I started later.
You start, oh, okay.
But I also chit-chat.
You chit-chat, yeah. I mean, we say we can multitask, but then we catch ourselves just talking and not working, right? Those are beautiful.
She's got me. She's got me pinned.
Yeah, I got you pegged. So Waterwise is doing a lot more workshops now.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, more scheduled because we have the beautiful permanent tent over here, which we'll go take a look at. Why, what's the deal with these? Are you just making these for funsies, or are they for something special?
These, we have a Arizona order that ordered 5 of them.
Okay, an Arizona ordered 5 wreaths. How long does it take you to make one of these?
Well, I've been going for about an hour now.
Well, we took a little break.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be anywhere near Natalie when you're trying to get work done.
If you put us together, we
Yeah, I understand. Well, beautiful work, ladies, and thank you for sharing what you're doing with us. I appreciate it. All right. So yes, if you are interested in learning how to make a wreath like that or various other and sundry things, go to waterwisebotanicals.com or check them out on Instagram or Facebook, and you can get the schedule. Here is another Portulacaria. This one is called a minima, and it's my preferred Portulacaria because it does tend to stay a little lower to the ground, where the variegata that we looked at earlier gets a little bushier, a little higher, a little taller. So yeah, it just kind of depends on, you know, on what you're looking to do. Here at Waterwise Botanicals, we've got a number of ponds with cute little turtles. Hi guys. Are they cute? There's a lot of turtles and there's a lot of fish. It really is just a fun place to bring family and hang out. We've got, check this out, we've got some turtles over here sunning themselves on this log. Very adorable. So cute, right? Okay, and all in the day, you know, at Waterwise, I'm just kind of going to give you a broad view here of some of the growing fields. Over there in those white shade houses are house plants. And here's the new event space that the ladies were talking about. And they've got this buttoned up tight. Let me see if we can see anything from this angle. And then over here are more of the larger 15-gallon and 24-inch boxes. They've got a really nice selection of Euphorbia trigonas right now if you're looking for a Euphorbia trigona. No, it's just it's all closed up. I don't know how to show you inside. So if you want to see inside, I guess you're just gonna have to come take a workshop or something. All right, I'm sure these things roll up. All right, moving on. Here's some pretty pots that somebody put together. Waterwise also carries a really beautiful selection of pottery. So when you're here buying plants, you know, if you're also interested in looking at some pots, they've got you covered. These 24-inch boxes look like they've been pretty much freshly planted. So, you know, you got to kind of shop around. You can see back here, there's some more mature boxed cactus of the same variety. So, you know, just keep looking until you find something that's been here for a minute. Okay. Then over here is a collection of 5-gallon specimens. Here's some of the roses that I was telling you about. There are lots and lots of options here if you're looking for roses. Mostly of the landscape variety. I don't think they carry any heirlooms. These are more landscape or shrub roses, but they're phenomenal in the landscape. I love roses. And over here are more of the 5-gallon specimens. Aeonium Zwartkopf, and they've got some new introductions of Cotyledon. I think this one is called Passion's Heart or something like that. It's gorgeous. More crassulas, some great 15-gallon squat multi-echinos. These are awesome. And then over here is the display garden that I did years and years ago. And it's hanging in there, right? Yes, it is. I have a team come in here about once a year to do maintenance on it. And the staff here slops water on it from time to time. And it's held up remarkably well. We've got a giant weed right here that needs to come out, but look at this perii. I mean, come on. That's perfection. Absolutely stunning. The milii in this garden look really, really good. All the crassulas have knit together beautifully. It looks like our Dracaena Draco bloomed. So now we can expect some branching from that. And we've got a gigantic aloe ferox up here that's really, really beautiful. And just some assorted cacti and succulents. This is actually, I'm pretty sure this is a weed. I didn't plant it. So it looks like I should probably come in here and, you know, just do a little freshening up, right? We could just use a few new things. This Joe Hoke bloomed out. Got of all the agaves, this is one of the prettier flowers when it blooms out. And then the agave Kishokan, this is one of my favorites. I love the way it pops so close to the mother. Look at my poor sign. Design Sari. Desig Sari. You can reach me at 619-207. Yeah, I should probably get rid of that sign too. That seems kind of pointless at this stage of the game. Here's a really cool bad hair day mangave. Is that thing planted? It almost looks like it's in a pot. No, it is in the ground. That is gorgeous. Love that. But yeah, I need more rock too. See, my rock is kind of skimpy. I need to bring in some more rock and tighten up my border of rubble. Let's run amok. Yeah. I need to get back in here and spend a half a day with a couple of people. More gorgeous perii. Here's that Portulacaria afra we were looking at. I put this in before I fell in love with the Minima variety. And yeah, it's definitely a lot. Another quiche con and a completely toasted Allocameronii. So yes, my arrangement definitely could use a little TLC. But that's okay, you know, we can do that. So I am going to sign off now. I hope you enjoyed your little Waterwise tour. There is so much more to see here than what I've shown you. I've only shown you a tiny little bit, but I have got a day, so I've got to get back to it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video and for supporting this wonderful nursery that has been so good to me over the years. And get out in your gardens and create some magic. Bye, guys.